Hi everyone, my name is Ehsan. I'm an engineer at Intel and I create videos on how to be productive at work. In this video, I'm going to show you how do I track my work during the day. I'm going to show you the exact Excel file that I'm using to track and log all the focus times that I have. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to create that Excel file. But if you don't want to create it, I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can download it. But I recommend to create it with me because it's just fun and you learn how to create it and you will appreciate it more because you create it on your own. It's like an IKEA that you put all the pieces together so you know how does it work. So let's start with the creation of that Excel file. I'm going to start with this first column. I'm just going to call it date. And for date, we can use a shortcut. It's control and semicolon. Just notice if you want to go to the next row in the same cell, if you hit enter, you are going to go to the next cell. To go to the next row, but still in the same cell, you need to hold Alt and then hit enter, and then you can type. So let's say I'm going to go to the next row, next row, next row. So these are all the next rows and it's just the same cell. I'm going to delete that. That's how I went from date to the control and semicolon. Just going to put it here. All right. The next one is focus. Either I'm in a high focus or low focus. I explained this in the previous videos. This is where I can focus on doing something and I need to put everything down, no notification. That's the high focus that I need to do a deep work. And if it's a low focus, that means if I get distracted, it's okay. Let's say I'm responding to an email or filling a form or something that I don't use a lot of focus. So two types of focuses here. And then to the next one, which is the task, I'm going to write one cell, one task. So here I'm going to just make this a little bit bigger and then going to the next column, I'm going to call it duration. This is how much time I spend for that task. Here I'm going to write start and then next one, finish. All right, I'm going to put my cursor here, Alt enter, and HMM. This is how many hours and minutes I have spent. For the start, I'm going to use Control plus Shift plus semicolon. And then going to the finish, Alt enter, Control plus Shift plus semicolon. Make this a little bit bigger. Now here I have everything. Now let's make it a little bit better. I'm going to make this date, focus, task, duration, start, and finish bold. So these are all bold. Just make it a little bit better. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to make this a little bit nicer. So I'm going to put everything centered. Now everything is looking fine. Let's say I want to just stamp the date here. All I need to do is Control semicolon and it's going to stamp the date for me. That's why I put this Control semicolon here, so I can just quickly stamp the date, the current date. And then if I go here for the start, I can just do Control Shift semicolon and it will stamp the time for me. And this is when I start doing the work, and when I'm done, I'm just gonna put the Control Shift semicolon here, and now I have the finish time. What I can do here, I'm gonna put the equal this cell minus this cell, enter, and what I get here is wrong, so I can fix it. Let's select the D column, go to the format cells, and then go to the time, and then select the second one. Now I have the right format. I'm going to select the column, make it center. Now all I need to do, if let's say I want to do a task during the day, I'm going to just write the actual task that I have to do. I'm going to write it here. Let's say whatever. I'm just going to type it in. This is my task that I'm doing, and all I need to do is just Control Shift semicolon here, and then I'm going to start. When I'm done, I'm going to do the same thing. Let me center this one as well, and then Control Shift semicolon, and that's the end of that task. Let's say if you want to take a break, you can apply the same thing. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to call this one, whatever task that is. Let's say I took a break and I need to repeat the same task. I'm just going to copy everything and put it here. Now what I can do, I'm going to change this to 2, and now I'm going to put the start date, start time, sorry, Control Shift semicolon. Now let me make everything centered so I don't have to do it one by one. I'm going to click here and just click on this center, and here center, and then I'm going to change this task to the left, and then this cell to the center. Now everything is fine. Now I'm going to, let's say I have worked on this, but the time hasn't changed yet. So let's wait for a minute. Then I'm going to stamp the finish so we can see the difference. Now let's explain this one. Control and semicolon. I'm going to stamp the date. And let's say this is a task that I need to focus on. I'm going to put H for both of them. All you need to do is just click on this cell, and you can drag it, and this is gonna just repeat whatever formula you have for this cell for the rest of the file. But if you don't want to see everything, you can just do it one by one. It just looks better. So now we went to 12:57, so I'm gonna just stamp the time now, Control Shift semicolon. Here we go. And now if I just select this one and then go to the next cell, now it just used the same formula. Let's just adjust these times. Let's say I focused for a few hours. I'm going to change this to, let's say 4. That's too much. Let's say to 2 p.m. Now it's like 2 hours and a minute. And that's all I did. Let's say I did another task that is a high focus. So I'm going to do a control semicolon here and high focus. And this is a task that I'm doing. And then I will just stamp the current time. So it would be Control Shift semicolon, and then the same thing here. So I will just, once I'm done, I'm just going to stamp it again. Control Shift semicolon. For the sake of this presentation, I'm just going to change this to 1. Of course, these two overlaps. This is just for training. So let me also just drag this cell. So for 1 hour. Let's say this is the end of the day. So this is how I track the work that I'm doing. Every time I need to focus and do something, I will just type it here, the actual task that I have to do. It should be one task, and for each cell I'm just using one. If I have to do a break, then I just copy the same task over, and when I'm finished, then I'm just going to use another start time. And when I'm at the end of the day, I just will write here end of day and just put nothing here, and the date, control semicolon, and here we don't have a start and finish. And all I need to do here to add all these focus times that I had, I'm going to put equal sum and a parenthesis. I'm going to select the whole day, and I'm going to close the parenthesis. Now this is how much I had, the focus time that I had during the day. So if I try this for a few days, then I have the log of all these focus times that I have had, and this is gonna help me to understand how much time I spent each day to finish a task, and how much time, generally speaking, I have as a focus time. And the good thing is, let's say I have done this for 2 days. For the sake of this video, I'm just gonna copy this one over, I'm gonna paste it here, and then I'm gonna paste it here. Let me just quickly change the date. So I'm gonna change this one and this one and this one, and then this one I'm going to change it to 31st. Let me copy everything over, and let's say now I want to know how much time I have spent over a few days as a focus time. What I would say is just filter the first row. I'm going to use data and then go over here, filter, and then you can give a different color for the end of the day. So I'm gonna just make it a different color, let's say a green color. This is a very harsh green. I'm gonna use this one, and then just do the same for the next day, and then the same for the next one. Just use another color. Now all you need to do, once you filtered the first row, then you can go to this little triangle and then go to the filter by color and select that color. Now you have all the focus times at the end of each day showing up. Now you have a sense of how much time you have spent. Of course, I just have copy pasted everything, so these are the same. If I just select everything, you can see the sum of all the time down below. Here it says 9 hours and 6 minutes. And if I want to remove it, I just go to the filter again, clear the filter, and everything goes back to normal. And the next day, I'm just gonna repeat the same thing. So this is how I track the work that I'm doing, and I have a good sense of how much time it takes to finish a task. And you have just a log of all these tasks that you are doing, and you will understand after a few weeks by doing this kind of tracking how much time you actually spend to finish your task. And you will see sometimes you underestimate or overestimate your tasks or your focus times, but this shows you a nice way to track how much you actually have spent. My last tip over here is that if you want to have more tasks here, then the top row will get hide. If you scroll down, you are not gonna see the top row. So what I'm gonna say is just select the top row and go to view, and then freeze the top row here. I'm just gonna select this one, and whenever you are gonna scroll and you have more tasks, then this top row stays on the top at all time. So this is gonna help you to have an idea where things go, and you can go crazy and make it much more fancier if you want to add more context to it, or if you want to have one sheet per a project that you are working on, you can do that. Of course, you can select the rest of these columns, make it white if you want to, and you can just customize it as you like. This is just a basic things that I do to track my work, and I think you don't have to use a fancy tool, just whatever you have, something that you can track how much time you spend to finish a task. That would be the best productivity tool for your workflow. So I would say try this for a few weeks and go with an open mind and see how much you actually spend to finish a task. And I'm going to put the link in the description below. As I said, you can download it, give it a shot, and see if it fits into your workflow. I hope you learned something from this video. See you in the next one.